Hi, welcome to Data Engineering. Today we are going to discuss about how to install Cassandra NoSQL database in your machine. So I will explain you what are all the prerequisites are required for installing this Cassandra first. So first you need JDK. So you have to download Java and then you have to do a environmental variable in your machine. So I will tell you how to do that first. Okay, so you have to go to this link. So I've just shared all these steps in my website, and I've shared that website link in the description box of this video, and I have also shared my Cassandra playlist link where you can find the complete Cassandra videos. Okay, now you have to download JDK from this website, and I'm using 1.8, so I'm going to download this version because not this one. So my machine is 64-bit, so you have to download 64-bit or 32-bit. That is i86, which is 32-bit. So you have to download this and then you have to untore it. So for example, I will show you. So if you see here, after you download this JDK, you will have the tar file. So if you see here, I've just used wget command to download this JDK. That's why I'm having my file name like this. But you will be having your file name till here. Okay. So you have to use the command tar space hyphen ejectxvf and the file name of JDK, which will untore your JDK file. Once the untore is completed, you will see the folder name like this. So what you have to do next, you have to set your environmental path and variable. So open your bash rc file. So go to the last line. So where you can see here export Java home and then your Java path and then the JDK folder name. And the next line, the last line is also very important. Export path equal to $java home /bin : $path. It's case sensitive. Use the same uppercase and lowercase respectively. So save this file, come out and then execute this bash rc file. Okay, it got executed. Now you can start downloading and doing all the setup for Cassandra. But there is one more prerequisite which is still required to do, which is Python. So for Cassandra, we have the Cassandra shell called SQL/sh. For Hive, we have Hive shell, right? And for HBase also, we have HBase shell. So similarly, we have a shell where you can do all the practice and you can execute the Cassandra commands. So which we call it as CQLSH, Cassandra Query Language Shell. So this shell has developed in Python. Cassandra service is developed in Java, but this Python SQL/sh is developed in Python. So you need Python 2.7 for this version of Cassandra. So the Cassandra version we are using is 3.11. Okay, so the 4 is the latest version, but I'm using 4-1, which is not going to be a big difference for you. So 3.11 is currently still people are using 3.11. Only few companies have migrated to 4, so we can go with 3.11. For 3.11, I'm using 2.7 Python. So if you don't have Python in your machine, use this 4 steps, which will install Python 2.7 on your machine. Okay, just this first 3 steps is fine, and you can check your version here. So once this is completed, now you have to go with Cassandra download link. So this is the main page of Cassandra download, and you will see 4.04 is latest, but we go for -1 3.11.13 and click here. You will get the download link. If you click this, you will get the tar file. So I can show you that. Okay, so if you see here, we have the tar file, and use the command tar-ejectxvf, and then you have to paste this file name, enter. So this will untore the Cassandra. Now change your directory to Apache Cassandra. I will just clear my screen. Now to start the Cassandra service, you can use bin/Cassandra space -f. So this is the command to start the service. Once the service gets started, you should not close your terminal. If you close your terminal, the service will be get killed. So instead what you can do, you can use nohub to run it in background. So nohub bin/Cassandra space -f and then the ampersand symbol, and give double enter, so that will your Cassandra service will be running in background. So whether to check, if you want to check whether the service is running in background or not, so this is the file. You can just open this file. Okay, if you open it, the complete log of Cassandra service is printing in the log in the nohub. You can find here, or what you can do a tail -f and then the nohub.out. So if you see, the last line will be like this. Okay, not this one. Yeah, so once your Cassandra started, you will see this. Okay, that means your Cassandra got started successfully. Okay, now come out from here. Now we can get into Cassandra SQL/sh shell, CQLSH, enter. So if you are entering into this SQL/sh, then Cassandra is successfully installed. Okay, so after you enter into this, let's check for few commands whether it is working or not. double confirmation, right? So what we'll do, first command. So here in Cassandra, databases are called key spaces. In Oracle, MySQL and Hive, we used to call databases, right? Which will have the list of tables. So here we used to call it as key spaces, but still people used to say Cassandra DB, Cassandra databases, but still fine. So you should know technically what database called in Cassandra. It's key spaces. So in SQL, MySQL, we used to have, and Hive, we used to have show database, but in Cassandra, to show the list of databases, you have to use the command select star from systems underscore schema dot key spaces. So you will be having 90% of SQL, MySQL's flavor of SQL in Cassandra. Only 10% of commands will be different in Cassandra. That's a Cassandra is the only DB. It has the direct connection of SQL interface for you. Okay, so if you see, I already created a DB called, that is key space called Mobab, but other DBs what you see here, the key spaces is something created by Cassandra itself. Okay, let's try to create a DB. So I have Mobab, so I'll put Mobab1. So this is the command to create the key space, that is database. While creating the key space itself, we used to mention the replication strategy and the factor. So in Cassandra, I already explained this in the theoretical video. So the types of replication, there will be a video. So I'll tell you again, we have two types of replication in Cassandra. While creating the key space itself, you have to define what type of replication you need. If you put simple strategy here and then the replication factor 3, this is one type. There is one more type called network strategy. If you use simple strategy, imagine you have one cluster which has 10 nodes and in which you are installed like Cassandra, 10 node Cassandra, one cluster. Now you put Cassandra factor, replication factor as 3. That means within the 10 nodes, your replication will be get distributed. Now imagine there is another type of replication which is called a network strategy. If you use this network topology strategy class, that is the replication type, the replication will be get distributed in two different clusters. For example, imagine you have two clusters, Cassandra cluster 1, Cassandra cluster 2. Now when the replication factor is 3 with the network strategy means first cluster will have 2 copy, then second cluster will have 1 copy. So you have to decide which one to use. So mostly people will go for simple strategy because people will do only with one cluster which will have multiple nodes. Okay, it depends, but I'm telling you both the cases. Okay, let's copy this and then create. So any table that you create within this DB, it will create 3 replicas for your data. Okay, so we are getting a warning. The reason is we are giving replication as 3, but we are installing Cassandra in one node. Okay, that's the warning. Now I'm going to create it. So you can do describe key space and then next you have to use this key space, right? Mobab. So generally we do in Hive, MySQL and all, use the database and then you can create the table. So create table syntax is very similar actually. And one important rule, a thumb rule while creating a table in Cassandra, you should have minimum of one column defined as primary key. That is for sure. I have explained why the table needs to be at least one column should be primary key. Why is this required? I have explained this in Cassandra architecture video. You can find the video in the playlist. If you can't find the video, please wait. I will upload soon. Okay. So at least one column, at least you need to have a primary key. So let me copy this. I'm going to create the table as app info. Okay, the table got created. Now select star from app info. Yeah, I'm getting my empty table. So serial number is primary key, so that is showing it in red color. Okay. Now describe tables. So here we don't have the command show tables. So instead you have to go for describe tables, or you can give describe table and the table name. This will detail view. It will show you the detailed information of your create table. So I've actually planned for a different video in which I have explained like all the commands of SQL, SQL as such, the Cassandra commands, insert, update, delete, and we do have so many other commands. I've made a separate video for it. Just please stay in touch with my playlist. You will be soon getting the video, or if you see the playlist, if the video is already there, please watch it. Thanks for watching. If you really like this video, please do subscribe channel, forward this to your friends and colleagues. And I have so many big data videos and I've shared all the links in the description box of this video. Have a look on it.